What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Gamer Guys, back again. MTG Arena action and jumping into our first Duskmourn House of Horror sealed. I'm so freaking excited for this. I absolutely love Bloom Burrow, but I'm ready for something new. Had a blast, I guess, yeah, this past weekend at pre-release. You probably, if you haven't, just checked out our first Duskmourn collector booster box opening. Don't miss those. They're pretty good. I don't want to spoil it. They're pretty good. And this future weeks upcoming will also be pretty awesome. We do those openings on what you call it, on Wednesdays. I can't talk here. We're gonna jump in. We're gonna take a look at some cards. We're gonna build the deck. We're gonna jump into some games. That's how we do it here. So let's get right to it. We got a Tyvar the Pummeler here. Wow, we got some green. We got some blue. I don't think Leyline Transformation is going to help us too much here, but Abhorrent Oculus. The 5/5 flying Manifest Dread, exile 6 cards from your graveyard seems pretty good. Head Shredder attacks, you mill 2 cards. Did this deck just build itself? Whenever one or more land cards put together from your library, put them onto the battlefield. This is also quite good. Walk-in closet, you play lands from your graveyard. Okay. When you unlock this door, you may cast spells from your graveyard this turn, and if a card would be put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, exile it instead. Interesting. And then Tyvar. Yeah, this seems pretty good. Even Razorkin Needlehead is awesome, but I have a feeling we're going to be in blue-green. These are some pretty good rares with some really nice synergies, actually. Like, some pretty nice synergies. Let's see what the rest of the pool takes a look like. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. White, we got 3 Acrobatic Cheerleaders. Which is, honestly is not bad if you can get survival, 2/2 of flying, or have a way to tap them. Those are pretty cool. This Patched Plaything is pretty cool. If you can find a way to get it, you know, into play other than your hand. You know, Manifest Dread seems pretty good with that. Other than that, that's kind of weak, but let's take a look at the blue. Target creature can't be blocked. I do like this. This is actually an interesting way to get survival as well, because you could just attack, have them tapped, you know, get in some damage. Potentially, you get to draw a card. I really like Unable to Scream. I think this card's actually pretty cool. This is a pretty decent removal spell, in my opinion, and triggers enchantments coming in to the battlefield if you care about that. I mean, this is pretty good. That's also pretty good. Piranha Fly is okay. Abhorrent, we know, is good. Twist Reality, not great. Probably fringe. I'm fringe on this card. Unwilling Vessel. This guy's pretty cool. If you got enchantments and you got some rooms, can't be blocked. That's cool. Ooh, I actually kind of like Glimmer Burst here. That's nice. Ooh, we got a bunch of the Island Cyclers. Look at this thing. Daggermaw Megalodon. It's got a lot of eyes. It is very angry. It's also got a lot of tentacles. 5/7 with Vigilance. Seems pretty good. I don't know how I feel about this card. Probably not great. It loses all its abilities. It just becomes a blocker. I'm sure there are other reasons for that, but that's not bad. Let's take a look at the black here. Fear's good. Final Vengeance good. Leech is good. Could throw some things into the graveyard if you want with that. That's pretty cool. Lifelink. Okay. Okay. Murder, nice. Medicine Death Touch, that's neat. Okay, I could see that being pretty decent. +1/+0 Death Touch till end of turn. That's neat. Attacks alone. That's yeah. This guy's pretty good. Clockwork is cool. Yep, Norn, Bargain. I kind of like that. A lot of looting here we could do. Pyroclasm, cool. The Needlekin, we saw that. Our red isn't bad. A pretty decent removal here in red, actually. Pretty decent. Pretty decent. All right, this is the one we care about. I like this guy. Surveil 1, okay, nice. 5/4 Trampler for 3 or for 5. Probably not bad. Long neck's pretty cool. With reach for 3, 4/2, good blocker. Okay, that guy's pretty good. And grabs you a land, that's neat. We know Tyvar's good. Ooh, Under the Skin. Destroy target room. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Ooh, and we got the Cycler. Nice. Cool to see a Floodform Verge here. Let's see what double. Enchantment enters and whenever you unlock a room. That would be neat. Okay, we got some lands here. That guy's pretty good. We got an Expanse. Surveil 2, then draw a card. This could actually be really interesting because you can just look at the face down creatures anytime you want. I didn't even know this card was in the set. That's pretty crazy. Keys to the House is kind of cool. The cool part about Keys to the House that I feel like people aren't, I don't want to say people, but I didn't really notice this, was that you can actually relock a room to unlock it. You can do this to draw a card. Interesting. Interesting. I feel like we go green-blue. I don't know why we wouldn't. With how good we have some of these, we're going to be able to get cards into the graveyard, I feel like, pretty decently. Black might be slightly better for doing that with blue. I just don't think we pass up some of the other synergies here with Head Shredder and some of the other things. You know, we can mill here. We could get lands. This Cruise for 1 is a big vehicle. Like, I feel like we have too good of synergies here, right? Plus, we have walk-in closets, so if we mill any lands or manifest any lands, we can get that. This seems pretty interesting. So we'll craft something here. We'll throw something together, and we'll chat about it, and then we'll get some games. Okay, I think this is where we're gonna land. The only thing I'm not sure about is 16 lands. Our curve is moderately high. So maybe I want to adjust that before we jump into the first game. I think the thought here is we just want to surveil a lot. We want to try to fill up our graveyard here. We have some opportunity to get some of these things back with like Under the Skin. So like an early cycle here on some of the Megalodon or the Branch Snapper could be really, really good. Plus we really want to find a way to get 6 cards into the graveyard as quick as we can with Oculus here, and we have a few different ways to do that, right? And Surveil, I think, is going to be one of the best. So Found Footage will help us with that. Wary Watchdog will help us. Got a couple other things I think could be neat. We also have kind of a sub-theme here for survival. We have a couple that will trigger off of this, and Tyvar actually can pop that for us, and we can have some success there. We also have just one creature with Eerie, but I actually think this can be quite solid. If we can get even just a couple of enchantments to enter during this period before this creature dies, 3/2 with vigilance for 3 is, not a bad stat line at all. But I think the cool part here is that we're going to have the opportunity with the different enchantment creatures that we have, some of the rooms and a few other things that I think, Unable to Scream, Meat Locker. We have a good opportunity, I think, to get quite a few counters on this, possession counters, which could be pretty cool, and then really makes this kind of a double face threat, which is really nice. So we are really light on removal. That's about the only thing I'm worried about. We do have a bunch of tap down mechanics, so Flood Pits, Drowner, Unable to Scream. Really, Unable to Scream's are only really good removal, but Meat Locker can represent and can keep things kind of tapped down out of our way. And then we're just going to have our creatures do the rest and just kind of overpower the board. We have to be a little aggressive, I think, with this deck, but hopefully it should be pretty fun. We have some good bombs. We do have some good bombs, right? Creatures you go to get pleasant, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control is pretty good. So if Tyvar is able to stay on the battlefield, get indestructible, could be pretty cool, right? So we just got to give him some supporting casts, and then should be able to win some games. Doesn't get trample, but a heavy enough swing with big pumped up creatures, and we have some ability to get some pretty high powered things onto the battlefield here. Could be pretty cool. Head Shredder is also going to be really neat, and we are going to manifest Dread a little bit, probably not a ton, but a little bit. And if we're able to do that, things like Head Shredder and Walk-in Closet are going to be extra helpful. So I think we'll give this a go. Let's jump to some games, see how we do. All right, 3 mana, Found Footage, Flood Pits. We got a nice little curve here. There's no reason not to keep this. All right, let's look at some face down creatures. I actually really am curious to see how good this is going to be. I think this is going to be pretty neat. We get to surveil and then draw is pretty awesome. We do get to shuffle a card back, which is also kind of cool. I don't know if that was the right play to do that, but I'm going to get this rocking and rolling. I probably should have thought about surveilling. Try to get Tyvar out here. Get him going here pretty quick. But we are going to be able to hopefully get in a little bit of damage, maybe. Or not, which is fine too. They're kind of on the same game plan, it looks like. But it might also be Splash and Black, though, so we'll have to see. Oblivious Bookworm is kind of cool. What do we want to do here? I think we just Island Cycle. We're able to play that. We'll hold what we got for the moment. What I do want to keep is try to keep a good presence on the battlefield here. I think we'll probably Found Footage. We'll probably surveil and then draw the card. And we're going to get to be able to at least peek at this creature here. I actually really like Slimy Aquarium. I think it's kind of neat. Patchwork Beastie. Okay. What's interesting would be getting Clammy Prowler down with Flesh Burrower. We can make the Flesh Burrower unblockable and then give this thing Death Touch. That's kind of cool if they have a Manifest Dread. I'm going to go ahead and activate this. We'll draw. There we go. Okay, let's see here. I feel like we just run this guy out. So we can give everything +3/+3. We can give it Death Touch. We could get some profitable trades, probably. Potentially. And then we have the opportunity to get it back. Return target permanent card from graveyard to your hand if they do have a removal spell here. The other one I'd like to get down is Clammy Prowler, because then we can make it unblockable. Here's the cool thing. We can make Tyvar and we just give him indestructible. This thing gets so hard to remove. We tap it, which allows them to attack, but it's like, okay, you know? Sure, I'll take 3 damage. I get to surveil. Yep. Their ability to loot here with this Oblivious Bookworm is pretty cool. I think that's actually pretty neat. And again, if you can do the Manifest Dread and get these things down on the battlefield, you're just gaining some pretty insane card advantage. I guess the question is, do we just pump everything? Just make these things huge? And attack with everything? I guess why would we not, right? I guess one of the other things that we can do is just keep a creature back. They can double block and kill Flesh Burrower, but then we'll just manifest and then under the skin, which seems fine. That reduces their card advantage, and then now we can still keep Tyvar protected. He's insane. He's pretty insane. Because even by himself with the mana investment, we're still able to make him a 6/6, which is like pretty gross. Oh no, I'm in trouble. Oh, I'm in trouble. I am in trouble. Oh my gosh. Oh. I guess my question with this is... Problem is I don't have enough mana. I think we just play this guy. Can't be blocked. I gotta find an answer to this. I gotta find an answer quick. I'm about to lose 10 of my cards from my library. Oh no. Alright. We can get back the meat locker. Ooh, we can get back an unable to scream. Okay. That's our answer. Ooh, we have a flood pits drowner too. They counter this? That'd be bad. Sure. That's unfortunate. We gotta just put some pressure on now. Give them the opportunity to surveil. Man, the Mind Skinner's so good. So good. How many cards do we have? 13? This is my chance. Yeah, that's tough. What happened here? Four, five, six. Yeah, see, I just don't have enough. Oh, wait. I can try. That's my only hope. That was my only hope. I wish I could do more of these things. Yeah, this isn't great. Because we really can't do anything. But this did get me that back. So... and likely wins me the game. Maybe. We're at least generally safe. Well, actually, this next turn we pump and we hit him with Tyvar. Oh, I couldn't have won the game. Could not have won the game. But we will here. That was an interesting one. That was a very interesting one. Mind Skinner ripping off 10 cards from our deck was not something we want to run into very often here. Okay. Honestly, I'm not mad at it. We're looking pretty good. Another game, decent draw here. We can cycle this guy. We got a meat locker. We can manifest dread. Ooh, the glimmer. Very nice. Let's just play the Flesh Burrower. This will keep them honest. Although I don't see them attacking with Inquisitive Glimmer a whole lot. Ooh, 3-color. I think we're going to see some interesting things here on day 1. You know what? I will. Let's do that. That seems fine to me. Nice. I'm just gonna take the Flesh Burrower. I wouldn't see why not. Because the next turn we can Flesh Burrower and keep the Flood Pits up if we want to do that, or we can always land cycle too at the end. Island cycle. If we so choose. Non-legendary creature control. Target you control becomes copy so and return this battlefield on its owner's control at the beginning of the end step. Okay, that seems pretty crazy. That seems pretty crazy. I guess if they end up playing something that is scary for them to do that, that's when I flash in Flood Pits. We can essentially keep Nico locked down here for quite a while. I'm not going to block. See what they do here. I actually feel like I do this. Hey, let's get this thing out of here. And shoot, let's lock this thing down too. What the hell? And let's attack. Why not? Let's get some damage in. Let's get aggressive. Here's the thing, we get Meat Locker again. I actually think that play right there was really good. And I actually like double Meat Locker with double of that creature that we just had is also really interesting for us. Question is, let's see if we get to this 6 mana. Didn't get to the 6th mana. Tyver is going to be pretty good. What I'm thinking I do here is probably cycle. This has vigilance though. It's at a 5/7. I probably cycle this guy. No, I don't. I cycle this guy, play the Branch Snapper, let them do whatever they're gonna do, and then like we're just looking at a swing back for lethal here. Do I care? Yeah, no, I don't care. Put 3 1/1 counters on that creature. Wow. I'm gonna island cycle this guy. I feel like because there's a world in which we can block with Tyvar, use the face down creature or one of the other, or the Flesh Borrower. Like we got some plays here to keep from taking lethal damage, and then we're probably sitting okay. Branch Snapper's big. They got to find an answer for that. Got to find an answer for Tyvar. We have good blocks here. Weight Room is really good. You get a scry one and draw a card. That's cool. These shards are really neat. Sure. All right, let me see here. But I don't know why I would do this. I don't know why I wouldn't do this. Let's pass priority and see what if they got any combat tricks. The thing is, this doesn't have trample. This does, though, so it's gonna get really, really big. So, I mean, this just become... I mean, they have to block this. They can take it out now, although they have the 7/6 to deal with, too. I think we're looking all right. This is a much closer game. This deck's holding up pretty good. I'm actually really happy with it. The Scry get to play. Good game. Whew, that was close. That was really close. I feel like where we're sitting right now, I'm only a couple of games in, did the pre-release, so like this is very, very early. Does feel a little slower. Bloomburrow could really have some explosive plays. You could really get out pretty quick. You could lose very fast. And some of the just overall flow, even for some of the colors that wouldn't typically be able to, do that, your greens and things like that, could still get off to some pretty quick starts. This feels like much slower, a little bit less removal heavy. I don't think either of us really took out anybody's creatures. I mean, we didn't play anything. I basically cycled their, what do you call it, Nico back into the deck. That was it. And then I just kept things locked down and was able to punch in with big creature damage. Tyvar continues to just be a huge bomb. We had some interesting plays here that we could have done. If we were in a different situation here, we could hit Unwilling Vessel. We could have then also dropped the Meat Locker, tapping something down, getting some damage in. That would have been a pretty efficient use of some mana here. We had Fear of Exposure as well that we could have kind of ticked up on this. Then we have a 3/2 Vigilance with maybe 2 counters on it. Would have been really interesting. But Branch Snapper with Tyvar, big damage. And the fact that this has Trample is huge. So that was a good one. Okay. I really want to try to play the Oculus. I'm going to try this. This might be really bad idea, but I'm going to try it. We do have a Flood Pits. I'm actually I'm pretty high on this card. Flash and Vigilance. We got lucky here with a we got lucky here, I feel like. I don't feel like I flashed that in. So here's what I'm actually thinking. If they give us a good threat for Flood Pits to lock down here. Well, I've seen a lot of 3-color decks too. They didn't. That's unfortunate. It's okay. Because I could get Fear of Exposure out. We're both playing the long game here. I just talked about this. Very interesting. I'm not as excited about Walk-in Closet as I was. I think this would be the thing that I end up taking out of the deck. So here's what I'm trying to do. We can lock this down. We get the opportunity to attack. I guess it really doesn't matter now. We get to punch in for some damage here. And then what we do is Fear of Exposure. I could have tapped down the Flood Pits, but like, yeah, whatever. If we wanted to. Well, 5/4 Trampler action. If they end up finding a removal spell for it, we do have Under the Skin. He's pretty good. 5/4 Trample for 5. I'm okay with that. And again, if we have a couple of creatures out, Flood Pits, that would have been a nice maneuver with Flood Pits. Because... Ooh, Velvagoth Slayer, nice. Because I was able to get the attack in and then could still tap it down. So it makes sense. I have a feeling they kill. Sure. That's good. Can Under the Skin now. Which I think is what I do, or do I just Head Shredder? Maybe I Head Shredder in case I under the skin. Or do I trade out Cackling Slasher for the Head Shredder? And then get it back with Under the Skin? There's a world in which I want Flood Pit's Drowner to die, but I don't want to lose the opportunity to get Head Shredder online. Yeah, I just take this 3 damage. I don't know why I wouldn't. I want to be able to mill, right? And I don't mind taking a few damage here. Now the question is, Under the Skin or Tyvar? I feel like they're tapped out. So Tyvar's probably the play. And now we'll have 6 mana. So we can Under Skin, we can Walk-in Closet. Although Walk-in Closet really doesn't do me a whole lot. I need to take this card. I need to take this card out, I think. I mean, if they have a combat trick here, it kills my guy. I can always Under the Skin it back. I just don't want them to deal and gain card advantage here. I don't think there's anything that can deal a damage. That's pretty good. Now I have 6 mana. I could always Forgotten Seller and then Unable to Scream onto this, which honestly is probably what I do. Oh, I should have milled. That was really dumb. Here's the funny part. Oh, Unable to Scream is going to go away too. Gosh dang it. If I was smart, I don't attack there. I don't mill, obviously. What did I mill? Glimmer Burst, which is unfortunate. We could have got the land. Yeah, sure. That seems fine. They're going to gain some card advantage here. That was poorly played by me. That's on me. That was poorly played. I'm going to be honest. That was bad. Because this sending them to exile instead, I could have literally just... I think we just crack this, right? I was doing this too quickly. This thing having vigilance is pretty sick. Manifest Dread plus 3/1/1 counters. That's pretty good. This is Oculus, I'm realizing, is pretty hard to play. They're just going to go wide here, which represents a problem for me. Now, I can, under the skin, manifest. I have 5. I have 8 mana. Oh, this is tough. This thing is any good, I can't let it go. Oh, the other thing is I can flip this up. That's my turn, basically. We see another land, we can do some things here. Again, I can use Flood Pit's Drowner, activate Head Shredder, maybe get in some blocks. This will be interesting. Now I get to see him. Okay, 3/2. I feel like we just need some bodies here. Get Tyvar out. I'll keep the found footage ready to go. I should have taken the Trampler, because making it a 14, whatever 14, would have been really hard to stop. It probably wins us the game. Now here's the thing, if I can get a poor Oculus out and Manifest Dread, I think I'm in great shape. This is a flyer. They have no flying protection. They make them all 5/5s. Whew. So two lands and a doll. Sacrifice it. Oh, it's nest counters. Okay. I'm gonna activate this. That would be 6. I think I keep Flesh Burrower, right? No, I screwed it up. Ooh, Flood Pit's Drowner is huge. I want to flip Daggermaw Megalodon. This game we have to find a way to end this game. I thought about doing Drowned Door. I think what I do is flip Daggermaw Megalodon around. It's a nest counters though. I guess it says each counter. That's just brutal. That's just brutal, dude. Let's see here. I mean, honestly, I just pump and then attack with the Daggermaws. I should have tapped down the Cackling Slasher. I have 11 mana at my disposal. All right, here's what we do. Let's just do this. I'm at 10 cards. I'm not going to do this. We're just going to clear up the battlefield here a bit. Yep. This is just a very profitable... Sure. You do lose the one Daggermaw, which is fine. You get to Surveil. They're down to low cards too here. This is crazy. Do I Manifest Dread or do I... I mean, this is a flying... It's a flying 5/5, so like this probably helps to get this done. I don't know. Sure, unlock it. I don't know. Whatever. I don't have anything in my graveyard. Sure. 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. I think we just get there, right? Yeah, I could do the Flesh Burrower, I guess. We got 6. They're tapped down here. 5 blockers. We queue up Head Shredder. That was the longest game ever. Bro, that was... This is a wild battlefield. Like, wild battlefield. Just crazy, man. That's just crazy. I think we get home this next turn. I would imagine. Maybe? I mean, really not quite. Because what we do, it depends what our draw here is. We have enough mana to draw 3 cards, discard a card. I don't know. We have one of our meat lockers out. We do still have one unable to scream we could find, which basically could have taken this flyer out, right? They have the opportunity to sacrifice this and make a whole bunch of 2/2s, which could present some challenges. But my thought is if we just pump this, activate Head Shredder, pump this guy, everything swings. They all get +5/+5. They're just monstrous. There's really no profitable trades here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd have 7 attackers. Yeah, I think we get home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now again, I don't know. This says each counter on Twitching Doll, so I'm not sure if they're making 3 2/2s. If that was the case, that actually might be okay. They could also, like, block, throw everything in front of this, but then I think they die to any of these creatures, or they're, like, no life. We have Dagger Maw on the back end. The problem is we're going to draw 3. That puts us down to 5. We're going to manifest. That puts us down to 3. Draw on 2. Would have been a little dicey. All right, and somewhat, maybe a little bit to my surprise for our lack of removal, we are 3-0 in our first Duskmourn sealed here. So we're going to wrap here. Hopefully you enjoyed the games. Some long ones, some interesting ones, some really fun decks we saw, some interesting things going on. Going to be excited to finish this one up. So expect another episode here, probably tomorrow. Jumping back into this, unless, of course, we just lose 3 matches in a row, and then it'll be what it is, and you won't see this sealed deck anymore. Other than that, we're going to jump into some drafts. I couldn't think of the word. We're going to jump into some drafts here very quickly, so I'm going to flash some socials. Be sure to stick around. If you're enjoying Duskmourn, let me know. If you've had any cool strategies, cool interactions, this has been a lot of fun. We got a pretty good sealed pool here with some really good bombs, especially in Tyvar. And we were able to get Oculus out. A lot harder than I anticipated, but I'm making some misplays just from some interactions that I'm not super familiar with. So certainly some things to clean up there. We probably close that game out a little bit faster if we don't make some of those blunders, but especially that last one. But it's been fun. Consider subscribing, trying to get to 1,000 subs. We really appreciate all the support. And then again, drafts sealed. We'll keep this rocking and rolling. Excited to jump into this new format with this new set. And then again, be on the lookout for Wednesdays. We've got a whole bunch of Duskmourn openings coming up. Real live packs. We got some collector. We're going to be jumping into some play. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss them. If you enjoy pack openings, don't skate by these. They're going to be great. So thanks again for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Peace.